I wonder what you're really afraid of. Not bullets or blood or broken bones. You get off on all this, don't you? I merely want what's mine.
Give me that back.
Uncharted 2 was obviously a graphical powerhouse and one of my favourite games personally. So what can we expect to see in the graphics improvements for this instalment with the redone engine and whatnot?
Well, we've been working very hard on our engine since we shipped Uncharted 2, of course, and we've made lots of graphical improvements and tweaks, including some really cool stuff that I've been excited to show off this week in Ireland. Just for example, I can't list everything, there's just too much stuff, but of course, we've been very hard at work on all of the different technologies that let us show sand. We've sent Nathan Drake into the heart of the Rub al Khali, which is better known as the Empty Quarter, this vast 250,000-mile desert in the southern part of the Arabian Peninsula. So it was very important that we get our sand technology just right. We've worked hard on our shaders and on all of the different visual effects that go into picturing sand in all its forms, banked up in dunes and the way that wind sweeps the sand off the top of those dunes, the footprints and the way that the sand shifts when it's displaced, kind of almost like a liquid. So yeah, all of these things have presented us with a lot of challenges, but hopefully when you see the game you'll agree that we rose to meet them.
Finally, Drake's secret will be revealed.
Don't trust Drake.
What are you trying to prove?
Not trying to prove anything.
I just want to make sure we're doing this for the right reasons.
Quit acting like you're ready to lay down and die.
You're getting reckless. I taught you better than that.
Drop your weapons. I don't think so.
You son of a bitch.
Gotta pull the trigger.
The storylines, they're very, very complex and interesting and engaging. We're wondering, are there any aspects of the Uncharted story that was influenced by any personal events in any of your team's lives or any of their own personal lives that kind of made their way slightly somewhat into the game's storyline or the game's narrative?
That's an interesting question. So Amy Hennig is my friend and longtime collaborator. Amy and I have worked together for nearly 13 years now. And Amy is not only our creative director and responsible for the sort of performance creation part of the process. She's an amazing game designer, of course, and collaborates very closely with all of us across the team on the game. And she's the head writer of the project. So a lot of the storylines and the lines of dialogue that go into the actor's mouth come straight out of her head. So I can't really tell you, you'd have to ask her whether they were influenced by experiences in her life. I think my guess is that what she'd say is not directly, you know, I mean, creating a story like the story of Uncharted 3 is an act of imagination, but perhaps indirectly, you know, I mean, I think that all of our understanding of human beings and the way that they relate to each other evolves throughout our whole lives, and, you know, the same would be true for Amy.
I heard that you've been asked this in many interviews you've done. This is 3 that could be seen as the end of the trilogy, but is there ever going to be a decision to continue on?
Well, we are keeping very tight-lipped about our future plans for Uncharted. It's interesting that you might see it as a trilogy. We don't really see it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we just see it as an ongoing episodic series, a bit like the episodic B-serials that you know, were such a big influence on us in the development of a kind of reinvention of pulp adventure. But like I say, I mean, we've been very focused on Uncharted 3. We're not making any announcements about the future just yet, but watch this space.
Not going down there without some hardware.
Go talk to that rug merchant we just passed.
Well, guns, weapons.
He's not really a rug merchant.
Oh.